All right, this is where the fun starts to happen. If you haven't had fun yet, you will today. We are solving literal equations. So we're going to talk about what a literal equation is, and mine is going to be blown at how you can do this. Okay? So just as a quick reminder, how we solve equations. When we want to solve for a variable, say x is the variable here, we try to get everything away from it. So we add or subtract first, in this case, because there's nothing else to do. All right, and that gets rid of it from that side, so I'm going to add these two together. So what is that, 32? And then this is multiplied together, so I'm going to divide. So you're like, why am I doing this, Miss Barris? You'll see. So even here, this is y. I want to get y by itself, so everything's going to move away from it. So I'm going to add or subtract first, so I'm going to get rid of the 3. So it's negative 2y equals 14. And then I want to divide by, so it's negative 2 times y, so I divide by negative 2. And y is negative 7. It's a negative there. So hopefully you can figure out and remember that as we're going through these problems. So a literal equation is basically a formula. So it's just where there are other variables in the equation. So for example, this guy, I have an x and a b. I have an x and a b. But I'm still solving for x. So I still have to get everything away from that x. So I add or subtract first. So it just happens to be a 3b. Now we know that 3b and 15 cannot be added together. So since 3b and 15 cannot be added together, I just make it 3b plus 15. So it's actually a little easier because you're not actually doing any math, but you have to realize you can't do the math. Okay? Cannot combine. Okay, because these are unlike terms. Exclamation point, because that's very exciting. So now we divide by 2, and when we divide by 2, remember how I said when we divide, we have to divide everything by it? Technically, I'm adding 3b here, but I can only combine like terms. So when I divide by 2, it didn't get simpler, so now I have to put that line under the whole thing. So x is, this is what x is. I lost all my space here, so let's go to the... All right, so I want to solve for x again. Okay, so x is on 2 sides now. It's on both sides. So now what I want to do is get the x's together first. So whatever variable we want to solve for, we want to get those together first. So I'm going to move the smaller one, which is the 3, change it to its inverse operation and add it to both sides. Oop. Okay, so this is my x. So alert. This is x right here. I want to keep that where it is. There's only one of them, and I want to keep it safe right there. So what I do is I add or subtract first. So I want to get rid of the 2b. 2b. Now, I cannot combine these two. 5a and 2b are unlike terms, so I get 5a minus 2b equals 7x. Now, this is 7 times x. So I have to divide, but I have to divide everything by it. So x is 5a minus 2b all over 7. Woohoo! Now this time, careful, we change it up. There's x's there, but I want to solve for b. So b's on both sides, b's here and here. So whatever variable I'm looking for, I want to solve for that. I want to move those to the other side first. So 3x equals 5b plus 8. So I want to get 8x, excuse me. I want to get the 5b by itself. So this is staying where it is. Everything else is leaving. So subtract the 8x. So it's negative 5x. This is a crazy problem. Equals 5b. So again, I'm solving for b, so it's 5 times b. I want to divide that by 5. So interestingly enough, I can divide here. Negative 5 divided by 5 is negative 1x, or b is negative x. That is a crazy problem. Woo! All right, so always pay attention to what you're solving for. Here you're solving for h. So this guy, there's no other h in the whole thing, so h is staying where it is. Everything else is doing its dance around it. So remember, first thing, combine like terms. That's what I need to do too. First, they're on the same side of the equal sign, so I just combine. 3 minus 2 is 1. So it's just 1x, or x. So I want, again, h stays here. So I need to add or subtract first, get rid of the x. So y minus x is y minus x. I can't do anything else. Now 3 times h, so I just simply divide by 3. And h is y minus x over 3. It's a formula. You're just transforming one formula to solve for something else. I know. Okay, solve for a. So they love throwing x in there, or apparently I love throwing x in there when we're solving for a different variable. So a is the one that's not moving. Everything else is going to move. There's no like terms on either side. So we need to just get rid of this stuff on this side with the a. So first we add or subtract. So 3 is positive, so I'm going to get rid of it by subtracting 3. So then that's negative a equals x plus 2. So this is negative a, but remember that's negative 1a. So I want to divide that negative 1 to both sides. That negative 1 divided by negative 1 is a positive 1. And you can take this negative 1 and divide it into both. So I can make it negative x minus 2. But either way, it's fine. You could leave it as x plus 2 over negative 1 right now. All right, finally, we have this one. What do we have here, Ms. Barris? This almost looks like a fraction. So when we do have a fraction, and well, when we have one side that isn't a fraction, we make it a fraction. So we want both sides to be fractions so we can use our handy dandy cross multiplying action here. So 2 over 1 is the same as 2. So now I can just cross multiply. Multiply these two together. Oh, again, I'm solving for a. Sorry, should have noticed that first. And then 2 times the bottom. Okay, I'm solving for a, but there's a lot of stuff surrounding a. So let's multiply in first. X equals 2a plus 6. All right, this isn't too bad. The 6 is connected. I want to subtract that away first. Okay, and then, so I want to combine here, but I can't. It's x minus 6 equals 2a. So now I divide both sides by 2. So a is x minus 6 over 2. All over 2. All right, that's it. I realize this can be a little disconcerting, but give yourself a break. I think you can do it. Try those questions I gave you, and have a nice day.